the notorious. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can hook it up, bruh. Let's see what we got, bruh. There we go. The notorious Boss Heavy Metal Zone. As you can see, it's very dusty because this pedal is very old. I want to say this can't be the one that I used in Acid Bath. I have a couple of these things because when I was on tour at Crowbar, we used these. I'll talk about that in a second. We used these pedals as like overdrive pedals to jack the front end of a Randall. And when we were on tour, we would just go in like pawn shops and music stores and they'd have them for 20, 30 bucks. Me and Kirk would just buy them, you know, just to have spares. And we bought a bunch of them, and some of them were fucked up and some of them worked fine. That's what you get. But this was the main sound of Acid Bath, basically. You want the Acid Bath guitar sound? Get one of these and run it through a clean amp. So we're gonna get into that today because last weekend for that FAQ Q&A thing, some dudes were asking about my settings for this Acid Bath, and I was fucking with it, and you know, I don't remember. With this shit, with all these damn knobs, I was constantly fucking with it. So it's not like I had a set way that I had this set for Acid Bath. I was constantly screwing with it, and that's why I stopped using it, because I was just constantly fucking with it. So, but I was messing around with it today, and if you can get a good shot of that, that's about as close as I can get it to get the Acid Bath tone out of it. That's the settings that I have as of today. So, I know it's gnarly and it's dirty and shit, but you know, if you're looking to get the true sound, you get this and a clean amp and basically an EMG 81. Use that for a pickup, and you can get pretty close to the Acid Bath tone with this. But anyway, oh shucks. This is what I use for my distortion in Acid Bath. I definitely used this live a lot for my distortion. If I'm remembering correctly, I think when the kite string pops, I used a Marshall JCM 900 with a tube screamer and used the distortion off of that, mixed in with the distortion off of a Randall RG 100 ES with a tube screamer in front of it. That was what we used on when the kite string pops. And Pagan Terrorism Tactics, well, I know we used the Randall RG 100 ES as like the majority of my distorted sound, but that was just distortion channel on that, because when I run this in the studio as my main distortion, it was just missing something. But live it would work perfectly, you know. So, you know, Johnny C, what's up? Everybody's in there. I'm not going to the fucking Discord tonight. I got shit I gotta do, man. Brush Screamer. I got a Brush Screamer coming. But anyway, somebody was asking about these things that I was using with the Crowbar tone for Oddfellows Rest and for Equilibrium and for Sonic Excess in its purest form. And we were using, well, I was using this on Oddfellows Rest, but I had the level all the way up, I had the distortion completely off, and I had everything set flat pretty much all these knobs in the middle were set completely straight up. And I used an EMG 81 and a Jackson, like a 1983 or 1984 Jackson Randy Rhodes with an EMG 81 in the bridge. And we used a Randall RG 100 ES, distorted, and using this as like just to give it a little bit more push through Mesa oversized cabinets. That was a huge key in getting that Crowbar sound, is the Mesa Recto oversized cabinets with the vintage 30s. That is huge key in the part of getting that sound. But Kirk was using a regular Boss overdrive, like the fucking OD, the yellow one with the 3 knobs. But when he heard this one, he immediately switched over. So I'm the one that fucking turned Kirk over to this shit. I did. Me. But anyway, and basically that's what we used on, on Equilibrium and Sonic XS from its purest form, was this set completely flat with the distortion off, with the level all the way up into a Randall RG 100 ES with Mesa oversized cabinets. And I want to say that another key factor in getting that Crowbar sound was using a Seymour Duncan distortion. That is a very important part of getting that sound. So we were using Seymour Duncan distortions during... Kirk had a Seymour Duncan distortion in his guitar for Oddfellows Rest, and I had an EMG 81. And when we did Equilibrium, I don't really remember a whole lot from that record. I was sick for that record. I didn't get to do a whole bunch of stuff on that record, unfortunately. So I wasn't really available during the recording of that record. And then Sonic XS in its purest form, I was using a Jackson Randy Rhodes